Welcome. I'm so glad that you could join us for our Yoga for Everybody yoga class this morning. And today's theme is our legs and our connection to the world under us. And we'll be starting our back, so let yourself become as comfortable as possible. If you'd like, feel free to put a cushion under your knees to make sure that your low back is very comfortable. Take a moment to tuck your shoulder blades down far away from your ears and turn your palms upwards towards the sky. If you need to, wiggle through the hips to make sure you're comfortable. You can place your legs any way you like. You can bend your knees, let the feet open and let the knees just lean in towards one another. Straighten them on the ground or keep the cushion under your your knees. Whatever is the most comfortable. Good. So close your eyes and start by placing your hands on your belly. And notice the warmth from your hands warming up your belly and the little bit of weight from the hands on the stomach. So we're going to take a moment here to relax and get ourselves in a good mental state to practice this morning by letting go. So remind yourself that the next hour is for you, and we're going to think simply about our own well-being. So start paying attention to your body parts that touch the ground. So your heels, your hips, your shoulder blades, and the back of your head. And each time you exhale, let those body parts sink down even further towards the floor. The only thing that's important right now is your breath. So each time you exhale, imagine letting go of all of your thoughts, your worries, or even things that are exciting you. Just let them go with the breath and start focusing inwards. So yoga is really the study about yourself through yourself. And we do this by connecting in with our breath. So take a moment to notice the quality of your breath. And then you can start deepening your breath. So notice how your hands move with your breath. So when we inhale, the hands are going to go up towards the sky as the belly lifts. And as you exhale, you're going to feel your fingers sinking in towards your spine, just naturally. So inhale nice and deeply through your nose and exhale through your mouth. So again, just notice how the earth is giving you security by taking care of you, and feel that connection that you have to the earth. Again, inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And notice how your breath is starting to slow down. And notice how the breath follows how you're thinking. So if your thoughts are excited and fast, your breath is very fast. And when we let the brain slow down, the breath slows down. So remind yourself, you can think about all of those things that are running through your mind after the class. Right now, take time just to think about your breath. Allow it being very deep and fluid. And just concentrate, focus in on the movement of your belly button. Now notice if you happen to feel any type of unnecessary pauses in your breath, and let it smooth out. Excellent. Now we're going to include the Ujjayi breath with our exercises. So we're going to contract the throat slightly, and this is called the ocean sounding breath in English. So you're going to notice that the breath starts sounding like the waves of the ocean once the throat is contracted. Very good. Now, notice how the cycle of breath works with the cycle of energy in our breath. So as we inhale and we bring all that fresh oxygen into the body, you can almost start imagining that you're going to float a little bit from your mat. And when we exhale, all of the breath exits the body and we start lowering back down towards the earth, and we feel very heavy. So again, we inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth, and consciously focus on building this cycle of energy that works with the breath. So each time we inhale, we feel lighter and lighter and more energetic. And as we exhale, we notice ourselves becoming more calm and heavy. Good. Now, we're going to slowly bring our hands up in front of our hearts, and we're going to rub the palms together to create lots of heat and energy between the palms. When they're nice and warm, place the hands down over your eyes. If you have glasses, feel free to put them to the side. With your next exhalation, place your hands down by your hips. If your knees aren't already bent, bend them and place your feet close to your hips, making sure you're staying nice and comfortable. Then bring your knees in towards your belly and place your hands on your knees to pump the knees in towards the belly as you exhale. And as you inhale, let the knees go further away from the belly. Again, exhale, bring the knees in. Inhale, slide the knees away from the belly. Just to start waking your lower back up this morning, nice and gently. Perfect. Let the right foot come down towards the floor. And then inhale, straighten the left leg and place your hands either on the ankle or the calf, or feel free to use your strap around the ball of the feet. So the importance here is to make sure that you can straighten your knee. So lower your leg to wherever your knee can be straight. And you want to feel a tiny stretch in the hamstrings. So we're going to work with the cycle of breath here. And as we inhale, make sure that the knee is straight. And as you exhale, see if you can pull the leg about a millimeter or two more towards the belly. You want to feel a tiny stretch in the hamstrings and the hamstrings. See what it feels like when you flex your foot so your heel is pointing more up towards the sky. And again, we keep working on the cycle of breath. Inhaling to straighten the knee, exhaling to pull in. So you're always on your limit. So you feel that stretch, but never pain. Good. Now place your strap in your left hand, or hold on to the big toe with the first two fingers of the left hand. Press your right hip down towards the ground, and as you exhale, open the left leg to the left. So you're going to stop lowering the leg as soon as you feel a little stretch on the inside of the thigh. Good. Make sure that you have all your props if that's easier for you, so that you can always work comfortably in your body. So think about relaxing the inner thigh and letting the gravity do the work for you. If you notice your leg loosening, let it come down a little bit more. Always working on the limit and never feeling pain. Good. Inhale. Bring the leg back to the center and either hold on to the ankle or calf again, or feel free to take your strap and hold it in both hands. Whatever is the most comfortable for you is what works. Good. Flex your foot so the heel is pointing up towards the sky. And then exhale, pull the leg in just ever so slightly. And this time, we're gonna rock the leg a tiny bit side to side. So we're gonna exhale, move the leg about 5 centimeters towards the right. Inhale to the center. Exhale, move it a couple of centimeters towards the left. And then exhale, just slightly side to side. Inhaling, coming back to the center. And pay attention to the sensations you have in the back of the leg. And notice which angle needs the most attention this morning. Listen in to your body's wisdom. It's going to tell you what is the most beneficial for you. So when you find that angle, hold the leg steady and inhale. Pull in on that angle millimeter by millimeter as you exhale. Good. Exhale, let the arms come down towards the floor and let the left leg float down to the floor as well. Excellent. Remember, you can always bend that knee if that's more comfortable for your low back. Inhale, lift the right leg up and hold on to the ankle or calf, or put the strap around the ball of the foot. So notice we often have one side that's more flexible than the other. So don't worry if you're at the same angle on both sides. We're looking for the feeling being the same on both sides. Good. Inhale, straighten your right leg. Exhale, pull it slightly in towards the body. And keep remembering, it's that feeling of making a healing sensation that we want to think about. So again, think about that cycle. Inhaling, straighten your leg. Exhaling, bringing the leg in towards the body so that you have the same feeling of intensity through the whole posture. Good. So now either reach up and hold your big toe with the first 2 fingers of the right hand, or hold on to the strap with the right hand. Press your left side down, and then exhale to open the right leg towards the right. Relax the inner thigh. So you're going to notice that if you're practicing with other people, or you might notice on the screen, that everyone here is working at a different angle, but we all have the same sensation. And again, listen in to all of those cues the body tells you of exactly what it needs. And when you feel that the inner thigh starts releasing, let the leg come down a tiny bit more. Notice all of the relief that's happening in your body as the tension leaves. Perfect. Inhale, bring the leg back to center and put this strap in both hands, or hold on to your ankle or calf with both hands. Perfect. Straighten your leg. Exhale, pull the leg in towards the body just to find that nice stretch. And then we're going to start rocking the leg side to side again. So exhale towards one side about 5 centimeters. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, 5 centimeters towards the other side. Inhale to center. So keep moving very slowly so that you can really consciously come into contact with all of those little tensions in the body. And when you find that angle that needs the most work, hold the leg steady. Again, make sure your leg is straightened. Press your heel up towards the sky. And exhale, pull the leg a little bit more in towards the body. Remember, you're going to get way more benefits if you limit yourself by really respecting what your limits are. And your body will actually be more confident with your decisions, and it will be able to release more effectively when you work slowly. Good. Exhale, release the leg and let the arm and the leg float down to the floor. Good. Now we're going to walk the feet open wider than the yoga mat, and we're going to start working one leg at a time. So as we exhale, we're going to let the right leg slowly come down towards the center of the mat. Don't worry if it does not touch the mat. Notice where you're feeling the stretch in the right leg. Inhale, come back to center. Now as you exhale, this time we're going to lower the left knee down towards the center. Keep your right leg stable. So we're isolating with one leg at a time. Inhale, bring the leg back up. So each time we exhale, we're going to lower one knee down towards the center. And inhale, bring it back up. And you just rotate side to side. And you're going to notice that with the repetitions, that your knee will probably come down a little bit more towards the mat. So remember, we're not forcing anything at all here. We're letting all of the changes happen naturally. And notice how interesting it is where we hold our tensions in our body. If you're finding it's getting easier and easier, feel free to press your hip forward as the knee comes down as well. One more cycle. Excellent. Bring your knees back to center and walk the feet back in. Excellent. So we're coming into happy baby pose. So feel free to place your hands behind your knees and just let the knees come in towards the body. If you're a little bit more flexible, feel free to hold on to the sides of the feet and let the knees open up a little bit more. There's no posture that's right or wrong. It's your feeling that's going to make the decision for you. Excellent. Now cross your ankles and then recross your hands so you can hold on to the sides of the feet. And then we're slowly going to start rocking on the spine to come up to a seated posture. Don't worry, if you need to cheat a little bit to come up, I'm not watching. Good. So as we come up to a sitting posture, if you're more comfortable, feel free to sit on a cushion or a block to give some relief to your low block. And then take the flesh from the thighs and rotate it outwards. Now extend your legs forward. And if you want to go into proper alignment, we want to think about our hip bones and aligning them in the space between the big toe and the second toe. Flex your legs, so you're engaging the leg muscles, and press them in towards the earth to make sure your legs feel nice and strong. If you prefer, feel free to work with the strap and place it around the balls of the feet. So we're going to keep our back straight. And as we exhale, we start lowering the belly towards the thighs. So as we inhale, we're going to make sure that our alignment is still proper. So our feet are flexed, our heels are pointing forward, our legs are engaged, pressing towards the ground, and our back is straight. As we exhale, we see if you can come down a little bit more without rounding the back. So this is why we really have to engage the legs. And then exhale again, we come down with a straight back. Take your time here. So remember, our hamstrings are very thick, so it takes a while to really get them comfortable and stretched out. Excellent. As we inhale, we're going to come up to sitting nice and slowly. And now we're going to bend the right leg, letting the foot come just to the inner thigh of the left leg. You can always use your strap too around the ball of the foot. Now, to align our body, we want to let the heart point towards the big left toe. And as we exhale, we come down over that leg with the belly first. We keep our back nice and straight. So again, as we inhale, we straighten the back, we press the leg down, and as we exhale, we move forward in the stretch. If you want to really relax into the posture, you can close your eyes and melt into the posture. So again, we want to think about what is the limit of our stress so that the muscles don't overreact. Good. Inhale, come up nice and slowly. And then bring the right leg forward and rotate the thigh back. Good. Now this time bend the left leg, press the right thigh towards the ground and flex the right foot. Turn the torso towards the big right toe. And exhale, lean down over your right leg with your belly first. So remember, the sensation is more important than the angle. So you want to think about releasing tensions and just being at your healthiest. And remember, we're just making natural changes. If you like, you can look down towards your legs. Sometimes that helps. Remember, inhale. Make sure you press your leg down, straighten the back. And then exhale, lean down a little bit more. Inhale to come up nice and slowly. And this time we're going to spread the legs. And again, the angle is going to be different for every person. So you just want to open your legs until you feel a tiny stretch. You don't want to feel a big stretch already. Now think about taking your thigh and rolling it to the exterior. And then turn your toes inwards. And I know these little details aren't always obvious, but they will help open the body. So remember, you have to stay comfortable here. The first step is to try to pick your tailbone up from the floor and lifting the heart. Now, for some people, it's going to be already a big stretch. And if this is your case, just stay there and try to keep your tailbone up off the ground. If you find that it's even painful, close your legs a little bit. If you're okay with this stretch, walk your hands a little bit forward. And remember, this is just an option. You do not have to go forward. You're going to work with your own flexibility level. So as long as you can keep your back straight, you can keep advancing your arms with the exhalations. Remind yourself to release the inner thigh. And I'd like to remind you, our goal in our yoga class is not to touch our nose to the ground. Our goal is to release all the tensions from our body, mind, and soul. So the angle is not important, it is the sensation. Make sure your body's aligned, and don't think about forcing yourself in yoga. We are not doing a sport here. And I want you just to notice, if your face is all scrunched up at the moment, you have gone too far. Step back maybe 10% so you can be comfortable. Good. Bring your feet together. And we're going to do the butterfly posture by pumping the knees up and down, just to make sure that the hips feel very comfortable after the wide-legged forward fold. Very good. So we're going to come up onto all fours now. So ideally, we align the wrists right under the shoulders. Put your index fingers parallel, and then stretch the rest of the fingers out from there. Good. Now turn your elbows in towards center, and then place your knees under your hips, slightly open. Now inhale and take a step forward with your right foot. We want to think about having a 90-degree angle with the knee, so the ankle will be right under the knee. Now imagine gluing the sole of your foot to your mat so that your toe and your heel stays locked to the mat with the whole posture. So as you exhale, we're going to lean forward, and with each inhalation, we start straightening that knee. So again, we exhale to lean forward. Inhale, we start straightening the leg. If this is very easy for you, as you lean backwards, you can let your forehead come towards the shin. Good. Very good. So this time, we're going to walk the right foot to the outside of the mat, just beside the right hand. And some people are going to stay here and just lean a little bit into the hips. So again, if this is easy for you, bring your elbows down to the mat and interlace your fingers. If you can't put your elbows to the ground, come back up onto your hands to keep the alignment. And just think about sinking down into the hips. If this posture is still easy for you, tuck your toes under and then press your left heel backwards as you lift the knee up. We're just going to sink into the hips. Good. Keep taking deep breaths. Now bend your left knee, bring it to the earth, and then bring your hands back by the foot. Step back with the right knee. Inhale, step forward with the left foot. Good. So exhale, lean forward into the hips. Inhale, start straightening the knee. So it's the same rules as before. We're going to imagine the foot being glued to the ground. And then inhale, lean forward. And exhale, start straightening the knee. And there's that option of lowering the forehead towards the shin as well, if you're more flexible. Good. Now walk your left foot to the outside of the mat beside your hand. So you can lean down into your hips and stay here. You are perfectly fine to stay here. If you're more flexible and need more of a challenge, bring your elbows down to the mat and interlace your fingers, and again, sink down into the hips. If you'd want to go on to the last step, tuck your toes under, pick the right knee up, and then stretch the right heel backwards. Good. Keep breathing. Now as we exhale, bring the right knee down and then walk the left foot in. Now we're going to take a step forward into a standing forward fold. Inhale, one vertebrae at a time. Now, take a moment to look at your feet. We want to keep them open the same distance as our hips. So we're not thinking about the curves on the outside of the hips. We're actually thinking about the actual hip bones. And we want to have the feet open to about the same. Now lift your toes up and put them down on the mat with them pointing forward and the toes spread. Now take a moment here and just let your body sway side to side until you find that your weight is even on the four corners of your feet. Relax your shoulders, let the tailbone sink down, and then let your chin come down towards your throat so you feel that your neck is very long in the back. Inhale, bring your arms up towards the sky. The elbows are straight, and then inhale, come up onto your toes. Sometimes it's hard to get your balance, so take your time. Exhale, come down. So we're going to do this a few times. Inhaling up, exhale, come down. This time, so that we can wake up the ankles and the toes. Very good. So now we're going to come down onto our feet. And exhale, we're going to come down a little bit more into the chair posture. So we're going to bend the knees, let the hips come backwards. Try to keep your knees and your feet aligned. Inhale, come up, and we're going to go right up onto the toes. Good. This time we're going to keep the heels up and try to come down onto the chair posture with the toes supporting us. If you need to, lower your heels down. Inhale, come up. And one last time, come down onto chair posture. Good. Come back to standing and let the arms come back down by the sides. Now take a deep step and try to align your ankles with your wrists. And then turn your toes towards the inside. And as you exhale, bring your hands down to the mat. Let your necks relax. If you find it hard to bring your hands down to the earth, support them by putting blocks under the hands. Notice your feet now, and I want you to think about activating your feet so you'll feel the arches rise up. And notice that connection you have as the energy comes up from the earth. Notice where you're feeling your stretch. Sometimes you're going to notice it on the outside of the calf, for example, on the inside of the inner thigh. Good. Now open your legs a little bit more. And as you exhale, bend your right knee and sink down into the hips, just to wherever you feel comfortable. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, lean down towards the left side. Again, just come down to wherever you can. We don't want to move into pain. Stretching is okay, but not pain. Inhale, come back to center. And we're going to come back up to center with our hands on our hips. Now turn your right foot to the side so that your heel is aligned with the center of the left foot. Inhale, bring the arms up for triangle post. Now, so you're going to notice that your right heel is aligned with the center of the left foot. Inhale, your arms up to parallel. Stretch your right hip towards the right and let the right hand sink to just in front of the right calf. And our arms ideally are still parallel. And you want to feel that you're stretching from the heart through to both hands. Look up towards your left thumb. Now exhale, bend the right knee. place your right elbow on the right knee. And stretch the arm up and over the ear, the left arm up and over the ear. Taking a few deep breaths, inhale and exhale. Remember, we're not judging anything at all in yoga. We're taking everything just as data. Good. As you exhale, bring your hands down to the floor. We're going to take a little step forward with the left foot. Now turn the left foot forward a little bit and the right toes so they're also pointing forward. Good. Inhale up. Interlace your fingers behind your back, or if you're comfortable, you can hold on to your forearms or your elbows. And as you exhale, lean down over the right leg. And you're going to notice a nice deep stretch in your hamstrings. Relax your neck. And take a moment here just to breathe. Good. Inhale, come up nice and slowly. So we're going to go to the other side. So again, spread your legs out a little bit. Turn your right toes a little bit to the side, and you'll have your left heel aligned with your right, the center of your right foot. Now exhale, bringing the left hand just in front of the shin, and your arms should still be parallel. If you want to, feel free to take your block to support you. Stretch out from your heart so that your hands are as far apart as possible, and turn your head to look up towards your right thumb. Breathe slowly. That's very good. Now as we exhale, bend the left knee and bring your elbow to the knee. Stretch the right arm up and over the head. You want to think about stretching out that whole right side. And you'll notice a nice stretch in the inner thigh. If you're comfortable, bring the hand to the inside of the foot and stretch down a little bit more. Now bring the hand forward. Walk the left hand to the outside of the left foot. Take a tiny step forward in with the right foot, turning the toes forward. And then inhale, come up to a standing posture. Bring your hands behind your body to hold onto your hands or your wrists, your forearms, your elbows. And then exhale, lean down over the left leg in the chapel posture. Again, come down just until you feel a stretch and nothing more, and then start breathing deeply. Good. Inhale, come up nice and slowly. And this time, we want to open the heels a little bit and turn the toes out. Place the hands in prayer and exhale to come down to a squat. So, depending on your structure, your heels might not touch the ground. That's fine. Just come down and place your feet wherever they can. And then we're going to think about straightening out our elbows to open the knees a little bit more. And then push the knees towards your elbows. And we're going to take a few deep breaths as we straighten the spine and stretch out through the crown of the head. Good. Now for the next posture, we're going to think about stretching our toes, because there are ligaments that come down from the hips that go right down and connect to the toes. So if it's a lot to lean on your toes like this, support yourself by putting a cushion under your hips, just to take a little bit of pressure off of the toes. Remember, we always want to work in comfort. Now, if you are a person who's more flexible and you're not feeling much, you just want to think about removing the cushion and having a little bit more pressure on the toes. Remember, if you're already feeling a nice stretch, stay there. If you are more flexible, I would like you to sit your hips down on the mat and open your feet just wide enough that they're on the outside of your hips. Now pay special attention to your joints. If you have a lot of pain in your toes, your ankle or knees, go back onto the cushion or even 2 cushions if you need. Now, if you want to go into the next step from here, press your knees together, bring your hands backwards, and you can keep walking your hands back until you feel a nice stretch. So you can go, for example, onto your elbows. Keep bringing the knees in towards center. And again, if you're very, very flexible, feel free to bring your back to the fore. And remember, the posture for you is the one that you can be comfortable in. Now, as we come back, press the elbows down, walk the hands forward, and come back up. We're going to go directly into the child's pose by bringing the arms forward, opening the knees, and letting your upper body sink towards the floor. Let your back totally and completely relax. Excellent. Now, if you're very comfortable here, there is an option of going into frog posture. It's to stretch out the inner thigh. So we bring the body forward, open the knees, and open the feet in the back. And take a few breaths. Good. Now bring your knees back together, and we're going to rock our hips side to side. Very good. Now we're going to come down onto our belly. And each time we practice on our stomachs, remind yourself to turn your toes so the big toes point towards each other. Now bend your right knee and hold on to the right foot with the right hand. Inhale. And as you exhale, press your foot backwards. You'll have a better balance if you bring your left hand forward as well. Take a few deep breaths here. And you should be feeling a nice stretch in the quadricep in the front of the leg. Good. Relax your leg. Support yourself on your left elbow. And we're going to bring our right foot to the outside of the right hip and gently press the foot towards the earth. Be very gentle with yourself. Excellent. Take a few more deep breaths, nice and deeply. Notice all the sensations you have around your knees and around your sacrum. Good. Exhale, let the right foot come back down to the ground. We're going to come back down to the belly. Extend the right arm forward, bend the left knee, and hold on to the left foot with the left hand. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to press the foot backwards. So sometimes people want to pull the foot towards the hip, but it's the opposite. We're actually pushing the foot backwards and keeping the elbow straight. Remember, the breath is always the base of your posture. Good. Exhale, relax, bringing the knee back down to the ground. bring your foot a little bit to the outside of the hip. And as you exhale, press your foot towards the earth. And just feel that little sensation in the knee and the sacrum. The best angle is the one that's healing your body. So don't go so far that you contract. Think of your knee as a little baby and how much you want to take care of it so it lasts forever. Good. Keep your foot in the hand, bring it back to center. And this time we're going to hold both feet with both hands. Inhale. And as we exhale, press both feet backwards so you're coming into the bow posture. Keep breathing. Continue up to push your feet backwards. Very good. Exhale. Let the feet come down towards the floor. Let your breath come back down to its natural rhythm. And whenever you're ready, roll over onto your back. So get nice and comfortable again. Lower your shoulder blades away from the ears. Turn your palms up towards the side by your hips. Bend your knees and bring your feet close to your hips. Keep your feet hip distance apart. And as you inhale, press your feet to the ground to lift the hips up. And again, press your weight into your elbows as well. If you're comfortable, bring your hands under your back and interlace the fingers. And keep pressing your feet to the earth. And think about pressing your knees forward to create length. Good. That's very good. So now open your hands. Open the shoulder blades, and as you exhale, come down one vertebrae at a time. Take your time. As your hips touch the ground, notice all of the sensations again. Now stretch your arms out into a T posture and bring your knees in towards your belly. And we're going to rock them side to side. Exhale about halfway towards the right. Inhale to center. Exhale halfway to the left. Inhale to center. And keep repeating side to side and letting the breath guide the movement. Good. Come back to center. And then exhale, bring your feet to the ground. Now inhale and cross your right ankle to the left knee. With the feet still on the ground, we're going to put the right hand between the thighs and then interlace the fingers behind the left thigh. Good. If you're comfortable, feel free to put your head back down to the ground. Some people might notice already that this is a big stretch, so stay there. If you want more of a stretch, inhale, straighten the left leg. And again, if you need even more of a stretch, pull the leg in towards the body. And we want to notice also a stretch in the right hip. Now point and flex your left foot. Keep breathing nice and deeply. And then let yourself do a few ankle circles with the left foot. Good. Change directions. Excellent. Now as you exhale, bend the left knee and bring the foot to the ground. Inhale. Exhale, bring the right foot down. Make sure you're still comfortable on the ground. And then inhale to bring the left ankle to the right knee. Bring the left hand between the knees and interlace the hands behind the left thigh. If you're having enough stretch, feel free to keep your knee bent. If you want to have more, straighten the left leg, flex the foot, and you can also bring pull on the right leg. Point and flex the foot. And then you can also make some ankle circles and change directions. Excellent. Relax your ankle, bend your right knee, and then bring your right foot to the ground. Inhale, and then let the left foot come down. Good. And for our last posture, lift the right leg up and hold on to your big toe with the first two fingers of the left hand. If you need to, feel free to take your strap. Let your right arm come down to the ground. If it's comfortable in your low back, feel free to lower your left leg down to the floor. Now, as you exhale, cross the right leg over the left side of the body, just until wherever you feel a nice stretch in the IT band. Keep taking some deep breaths here. Good. Relax your leg a little bit more to whatever angle it wants to go to. And then come back to center on the inhalation. Exhale, let your leg float down to the ground. Now inhale, lift your left leg up and hold on to the big toe with the first two fingers of the right hand, or use your strap. Now as you exhale, cross your left leg over the right side of the body until you have a stretch on the outer left thigh. If you're really flexible, you have to play with the stretch a little bit more, so you want to bring the foot closer up towards the head. Good. Relax your toes. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, let the leg float down towards the floor. Now we get to prepare for Savasana. So if you like, put a cushion under your knees. And just find whatever posture is the most comfortable for you. Good. Make sure your shoulders feel comfortable against the ground. Take time to create space between your ears and your shoulders. Roll your palms up towards the sky. Adjust your hips if you need to. Spread your legs if that feels better. And now, there's absolutely nothing else to do except breathe. Close your eyes and notice every sensation you have in your body right now. So notice if you're feeling any type of vibrations, that the circulation has increased. And just notice if you feel more comfortable in your body with all of the postures that we've done. And notice also if you have over-exerted yourself and maybe you're feeling too much sensation at the moment. Remember, we always have to respect our limits. So as we start studying our bodies and minds, we notice all of that inner wisdom that tells us so much about our health and well-being. Not just about our physical body, but also our mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. And listen to all of the messages that your body is telling you at the moment. And let your body soften even more. And notice all of that comfort that's come back to your body. So often when we're starting yoga, we get uncomfortable because we overexert our limit, and we start learning with each practice how to respect what is proper for ourselves. And you're going to start noticing that by respecting your physical bodily limits, you start learning the signs when you're disrespecting your emotional, mental, and spiritual limits as well. Now, take a moment to notice how you're feeling in this very present moment, and compare it to how you felt in the beginning of the class. And take a moment to thank yourself for coming out and practicing to feel more comfortable in your mind and body. If you happen to have any type of feeling that you need to do a certain posture or stretch, feel free. And when you're ready, bend your knees and turn over on your right side in fetal position. If you need to, push your cushions to the sides and hold on to that beautiful relaxation by keeping your eyes closed. And to come to a seated position, press your left hand to the floor and help it push you up to sitting. Sit up nice and tall through the spine. Let the chin come down towards the throat, and bring your hands to your heart in prayer. So we'll chant Om to end the class. Take a deep breath in. Thank you so much. Namaste.